Well, thanks for spending some time with us today, Leo. Would you be able to share with us who 2EC are and what they do?
Well, we are to easy traffic based in New South Wales. Basically, we started in Sydney. We are moving up towards north, recently taking over Gold Lane in Newcastle. So 2EC Traffic is a traffic control and traffic management company that we focus on safety. And then one of the missions we have is getting people out of the roads, support the TMAA association as well with all the insights and inputs we can, and focus on safety and not only for customers but for community itself.
That's great. So, how would you describe 2EC's approach to safety and compliance compared to the industry norm?
I think compared to the biggest players, we are sitting just right next to them at the highest standards, right? Compared to the standard of the medium or some of the small companies, I think we are a bit above of that. It's just because we are investing much of the resources we have in safety, security, and making sure everything goes as per the book.
And what we've heard is you've built a reputation for doing things properly, safety first. What drives that culture of accountability?
It's when you are on the roads, because we were doing stop and go with my wife on the roads,
Yeah.
you feel the risk. We were abused verbally, physically on the roads, but you knew you were doing it for a bigger purpose than you. So you were protecting the road workers, your customers, your life as well, but community as well. So after we left that on the roads, we are driven by purpose of protecting everyone, and then we want to make sure everything is done properly and safe.
Right. So before using SiteStory then, what was the typical process of proving your sites were compliant with obtaining visual site logs?
Yeah, so that's a funny story. Like if we start from the scratch, we just say the customer at the beginning on the job site, hey, you can see the signs are there, right? So obviously you have site, right?
Yeah.
After that, you start improving, you start getting, okay, we need to get some real proof. So what we did with Trafio, we create a form, taking some photos of the job site, making sure we are compliant with everything, and avoiding possible claims, because people can say, your sign fell over my car, you scratched my car, or you never put the sign. So if something happens on site, you need to get some backup, right? So at this stage, maybe you can see it here below, but that's how we ask the traffic controllers how to put the photos of the site setup of every job site. So that's how we did it.
Wow.
And then I believe that's when you came up, because we needed a bit more of what we have today, which is just the site photos. And it's some video recording, the real proof, because photos, you can edit photos, right?
Yeah.
I can lie to you if I want to.
Yes.
I'm not saying any of my traffic controllers or others do this, but that can easily be edited, right, with any programs. But videos you can't. That's real. So, and that's why we decided to jump with SiteStory.
Great. What you've mentioned that the previous way of doing things with photos, documentation, it's editable. What was your biggest frustration with that approach, other than not being able to say that, look, this is irrefutable data? What other frustrations did you have with the old way?
It's at sometimes when it comes probably from legal claims,
Yeah.
then it's your word against them, and there wasn't like a proper way to show that I took that photo on that date.
Yeah.
Even if we got Trafio backing up some when did I upload the photo, right? They can easily say, oh, you lied with the system, you made something with the system, and then the lawyers can get a little bit hard with you in that way. But with videos, it's like, it's different. But it is a lot of frustration when people start questioning your truth and how honest can you be with photos, and they don't even trust photos now. And now in the AI era, I think it's harder. So I say I don't think that's true. Yeah.
Right. So you talked about us approaching you. You felt that it was going to give you that level of authenticity and also verifiable information that you can give to your clients. But what made you decide to adopt SiteStory before your clients requested it or before the regulators requested it?
Look, even today, it's not even mandatory yet in New South Wales, right? When you came with the idea and told me this, when you asked me first in this interview, what's my point of difference or how I compare with others, I want to stand out. I want to be different. I want to showcase we innovate and we really care about safety. That this is not about marketing or promotion, that we are for real.
Yeah.
And we need to test this and see if that works. So that was the first thing that comes to my mind. I say, we need to test this and make sure this is for real, this works. But the other thing then is SiteStory show me something that with photos I can prove properly. It is when you got the GPS recording, you know exactly where your sign is. With the photos, sometimes you need to go to Google Maps, spend more time to see if the sign was next to the shop that you believe it was going to be on the near maps or Google Maps. So that made me actually reinforce my decision of going with SiteStory.
Right. How did your crew respond to when you then rolled it out with the team?
It wasn't that, it wasn't that hard, but at the same time, that easy. Why? Because we keep implementing new stuff, like Forest with Trafio, right? Verizon and the new fleet cards, and now SiteStory and inductions, and everyone is a bit over of everything. Oh, it's too much, yeah? But we gave them some time, and then this we started slow, but people started getting this. So at the beginning, it was a bit of rejection. Why is this? I'm just gonna audit myself. I'll say, look, this is for the good for everyone, yes. And this is a policy of the company because we need to take care of the signs. Because also we got reports of signs being stolen. And with the video recording, we can see if that really happens on the job site or they probably just forget about the sign. So they felt a bit of pressure, but up to today, they're feeling great with SiteStory.
So can you describe how SiteStory fits in with your day-to-day work then?
Yeah, look, what we ask them to do, it's after they do the setup. Usually with team leaders, they need to go around and check the signs are up and the setup is compliant. So we just ask them to record, basically. So we install one of the phone holders in every unit. So obviously no one is driving illegally. They just set the phone on the phone holder, click recording, and then go around and then they check on the job on the job site. So every traffic controller, they got assigned one job site on Trafio. Once they click in, they got access to SiteStory, and that SiteStory goes into our protocol, right? So goes into our system, and then we can check if they are doing the job right or not.
Okay. And you talked about your staff adopting it. What sort of feedback have they given you with using it?
At the beginning, they couldn't understand properly. They were recording a lot of vertical stories.
Yeah.
Then they need to allow to put it in horizontal landscape way. It was a bit easier with young people compared with the maybe older ones. But at the end of the day, it is not that hard. So yeah, they say, look, it's fine, it's great. We want to know how this works. And then after we show them how that works, they say, oh, okay. Because even sometimes they call us, Leo, I can't put this sign in this corner. It is some fencing up here that you couldn't see on the near maps, and then or Google Maps, right? And then we are okay. Could you send me a photo? That will delay the process. But once you do the video, say, mate, I put it here because of this, this, and that. So that's really helpful. So they're happy because they don't have to over-explain themselves.
Yeah, that's great. So has it changed how you approach audits, client information, and quality checks?
It does, because when recently I went to a customer and they didn't have SiteStory, but they do a lot of aftercare sign. That's beautiful for aftercare sign because you can cover yourself, you protect yourself, your customer, making sure the signs were there with video recording. And also, I mentioned that to them, it's 7 years backup. So if they have any issues, then we're saying to the customers, we are not here just for the day or for a second day. We are here for 7 years or more. So we are here to stay. And then they're quite happy with that because they know we are not just for a single day. So that's good.
So has there been a situation where having a recorded site story has made a real difference? Maybe resolving a complaint, avoiding a dispute, or helping you with being awarded a project?
Not that it helps us with disputes. It helps us with customers asking for if we could do a video for them just to make sure the site is as they want it. Even if they don't want to check and everything. Sometimes they say, "Hey, Leo, could you do a video for us to see how the site is today?" So that helps us a lot. But also, I believe it is helping us attracting more customers because we have this video recording and every customer wants to know, oh well, the ones I'm approaching, they are happy with the video recording feature we have. So I believe it helps more with attracting new customers rather than maybe solving disputes because luckily we didn't have any, but I'm pretty sure it will in the future if something happens.
Okay, well that's good. So using this technology and being innovative, you feel it's given you a competitive edge then when pitching for work.
Yeah, and then it's different. No one else has it. I mean, in New South Wales, I don't know how many companies, but we are one of the first ones in New South Wales. So I'm pretty sure this makes a difference for everyone because I can truly say there's not many out doing this.
So clients, they have commented on your use of SiteStory
Yes.
already.
They have, and then they are really happy with this, and then they care about safety because the customers we deal with, they care about safety too, right? And this is a safety feature for them, and then they cover any possible claims in the future. It covers any possible hazards or any possible claims, not even for their own customers or government, but community itself. So I think the customers are loving SiteStory.
Right. So do you think this kind of visual verification, creating video site logs should become the industry norm?
I think so, because what if something happens to you? How they prove the sign it was there? How are they doing it today? I don't know, right? I have no idea. But what if something happens? What an accident happens? All the TMAAs, they got video recording at the back. But what if you have the proper setup? How are you going to prove that you got all the signs up there? You need to go to the motorways, ask for the video recording of themselves. It's going to take longer. So I think this will help the industry to move forward. So yes.
What message would you give other traffic management companies who are still doing things the old way?
I think that now they can see not only us but other companies. I'm not the bigger one, but bigger ones are adopting these kind of systems. So if they stay behind, it's going to be hard for them to grow. So my advice will be join the team, get into technology because the world is changing and technology is leading. So I'll say to them, get into the new products we have, and then you can grow. But they can grow as a company. Yeah.
Right. And how do you see technology like SiteStory shaping the next few years of traffic management?
I believe that it's happening now in Western Australia, as my understanding is it's mandatory now to get video recording for some job sites. And I believe that will become the norm in the next couple of years, not only Western Australia, but New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, and every state in Australia. So that will shape the future because you will get used to video record your job sites and make sure your job is properly done. I know how this job can be sometimes easy in some parts and hard in some others, but everyone will get used to video record the job sites and make sure everything is really properly done.
Well, thank you, Leo. You are actually our first New South Wales customer, and it was really exciting for us to see 2EC adopt this technology to say, hey, we're going to hold ourselves accountable to lift the standards of the industry. And we love seeing the passion that you have for delivering such a high level of service to the industry. So thank you for your partnership, and we're really excited to see how far 2EC can go with all your work and in the industry. So thanks a lot.
Now, thanks, man, to you, and then really wish SiteStory the best. I'm really proud to be the first company in New South Wales adopting SiteStory because that actually speaks about who we are, what we fight for, and what we stand for. So thank you for the support, and I wish you really, really well.
Thanks, Leo.